Yeah, welcome to Yesterday at the World Cup on Nigeria Superfans Forum. My name is Olafemi Ashalu. There continue to be development since the exit of Ghana from the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Of course, the players by now, some of them, I saw Mohamed Salisu on a brute cruise, trying to leave behind the experience or the disappointment of failing to qualify in that game against Uruguay. Once again, I welcome you. Kado Gundari and James join me via video, and of course, we'll be doing this together. Welcome, guys.
Thank you very much, Femi. A pleasure as always.
Thank you, Femi. Always a pleasure.
Okay, guys, there is no better place, of course, as usual, to start other than Ghana because since Otto Addo's exit, the GFA president, particularly Dr. Koto Krakow, has been talking, and he said that they would not rush into naming a successor for Otto Addo. I do not know how the GFA will even get started to begin to scout for a new coach for the Black Stars, but I think they have to start some way because by next year, of course, the qualifier for the 2024 Africa Cup of Nations will get underway. Kayode, I'll start with you. Of course, after the Morocco game, the Morocco's famous victory over Spain, James and I had a review of that game, but unfortunately, you couldn't join us. But let's talk about the Black Stars. Do you agree that the GFA should take their time to name a successor for Otto Addo, but bearing in mind that the qualifiers for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations, they started already, but it will resume, of course, early next year. Do you think they have that ample of time to name a successor?
I do not think so, Femi, because to be fair to Otto Addo, he said as far back as some 3-4 months ago that he wasn't going to be staying on the job. So I expected the GFA to be proactive, to have been searching, to have at least to have a short list of coaches they are talking to or that they hope to engage by now. Because this is not something that nobody can claim that this is coming all of a sudden. It's not coming out of the blues. This guy has said he was going to leave after the World Cup, and I liked what he said when he was leaving. He said even if Ghana had won the competition, he still would have left. So that means he wasn't going to change his mind. The moment he said that before the World Cup, like 3-4 months ago, they should have put machineries in motion to make sure that they get a short list of at least 3 people that they are going to consider for the job. Of course, they have a solid team. Apart from Otto Addo, there's still Utin there. There's George Boateng and the whole 21-man cast of backroom staff. So they could be thinking, okay, at least we have time on our hands. We have Hilton, we have George Boateng. So any of them could just take over and do the job on an interim basis. But Femi, I think the best thing is to, as soon as possible, get a coach, get him settled, whoever that is going to be. At this point, I'm not even interested in who the candidates will be, Femi. But whoever they're going to bring in, they should start the process now, get the person in, get him settled in, so that by the time the AFCON qualifiers resume, he would have been in bed with the players and everything. That's what I think.
I hope it won't be Milova Rajevac.
I will personally go to Accra to go and beat him. I'll go to Accra to go and beat him. I promise you. I don't want to see that guy in Africa. He should go back to wherever he's coming from. Let him go and look for a job there. All of these people that will just come and be freeloading here. If he's that good, he should go and look for a job in his country.
You can't say. Maybe he might be the successor to Jose Peseiro here in Nigeria.
What did he leave in Africa that he's still coming for after over 20-something years in Africa? What is he looking for? Let him go and get a job in Europe. Let him go and get a job in Europe.
Say that. But the last time you heard him say that he has an unfinished business with the Black Stars.
He's not serious. Not with the Black Stars. He should go back to his country and coach the country if he's that good. Why must he coach Ghana? Why must he?
Off your mic this morning. James, let me put this to you. We knew that, of course, like I already said, Otto Addo already said was going to leave after the World Cup. And there's some, the build-up to his appointment, the controversies between him, Chris Hughton, some section of the GFA, even some the presidency in Ghana. There's been reports that some people think that Chris Sutton has the experience, compared to him. And of course, I also read somewhere yesterday that in the preparation towards that Uruguay game, he clashed with Dream FC coach because he saw that coach handing an envelope to a journalist, a Ghanaian journalist. So Otto Addo thought, they say he misread the situation. He thought the coach was leaking information to the journalist. And they say it was a serious clash before the Uruguay game. Do you think all of this might have maybe discouraged Otto Addo to continue, James?
Well, he just like what Kayode said, he already come out to say whether they win the World Cup or not, he's leaving. So he already made up his mind. I think I even read somewhere where he said Germany is home for his family or something like that. So
so his future and that of his family lies in Germany.
Exactly. So for me, he had already set his plans out. So whether somebody gave out envelope to somebody, I think that is not even the case. I think he just used the Ghana job to improve himself, and he didn't do that bad. I mean, winning at least a game at the World Cup, it doesn't come easy, So he already said what he was going to do. I know the typical European mentality. Fine, he's Ghanaian, but he has this European mentality. He knows what he wants to do, and he has done his job. He went through a lot. He helped the team to qualify. He went through a lot of criticism, and he has done his bit, and he's leaving the stage for them. So talking about getting a new coach. I think taking your time doesn't mean you start wasting time. I mean, this is not the AFCON qualifier is just around the corner. So by now they don't even need a long list of names. They just need at least maybe 2, 3. Just go for what you want. The players are there already. They have the players. They just need that good sound coach that will come and do wonders with the team. So getting a new coach, very important. Don't waste time on it, because by the time they keep dragging, they keep procrastinating, at the end of the day, they will just end up with one half-baked European coach who will come and will now be like the issue of Rajevac. They now start all over again, and they start complaining and shouting and back to square one again.
Okay. I of course, Asamoah Gyan has, I think, UEFA coach be licensed, so maybe he can just take the Black Stars in interim basis, like how they said. Let's talk about Mohamed Kudus. That young man has been in the news right from the kickoff of this tournament, and ladies now in Ghana, they are the ones now throwing marriage proposal at the 22-year-old Ajax midfielder. And of course, Naki Williams also said that he sees him playing for Real Madrid or Barcelona. Kayode, I do not know what to say, but when ladies throw proposals at you for being a fine footballer, how do you concentrate, Kayode?
Kudus is a very, very eligible bachelor. He's a young man. He's talented. He's rich, and he would attract attention. On top of that, he had a very, very good outing at the World Cup. I expect his stock to rise. I expect bigger clubs to chase after him. No disrespect to Ajax, they are also a big team, but I expect the bigger teams to chase after him, like Inaki Williams said, because he showed this was his World Cup, Femi. Forget where Ghana got to. He was the star of the Ghana team. He showed it beyond. If anybody doubted his performance for Ajax in this season's Champions League, now they saw another Kudus at the World Cup. So expectedly, deservedly, I expect him to move to a bigger club for bigger money. And the bigger things he does, the better for Ghana. As for the marriage proposal, he should just concentrate. For me, there's a time. He's just 22 years old. There's a time for all of that. On one side. Secondly, living in Europe as a young man is not easy. If he needs the stability of married life to concentrate on his career, then for me, I think he should look for somebody who he understands and who understands him and settle down, if that's what he wants. I've seen younger players do it. Yeah, I've seen younger players do it, Femi. I can tell you for free, I've seen younger players do it. Because I remember Victor Ikpeba telling me once that he had to find he had been with his girlfriend for a long while, but he had to get married because he wanted the stability that family life could provide for him. And he had a good life with the wife before she unfortunately passed on some 3 years after they got married. So it's a two-way thing. If married life is going to help him stabilize, Femi, it's not easy to stay alone in Europe. All you do is you go to training, you come back, you go for games, the house is empty, it's only you. The loneliness could lead young, impressionable guys to do things, to commit stuff that they wouldn't have ordinarily done if they had people standing beside them. So if that will help him, Femi, I strongly advise that he gets married. But if he thinks he can cope, then he should focus on his career. Whichever one he does, Femi, I expect he gets the best of advice and sticks with it. That's me. If he's married, 22 is not too young. What else is he looking for?
Okay, but a lot of people have said that maybe when you marry too early as a footballer, sometimes it affects performance. I wouldn't know.
I do not agree. There's no scientific proof of that claim, Femi. Nobody has been able to scientifically prove it. So I do not agree.
Okay, because we've seen some good footballers, they delay their marriage until maybe later in their career.
And it doesn't
James,
guarantee that the marriage
let's talk about
Morocco,
which of course their famous win over Spain. I remember on this show we've criticized or been pessimistic about what the North Africans could do at the World Cup, but Spain against all odds, Morocco, I meant to say, against all odds, they are now in the quarterfinal. The first North African team to do that at the World Cup. And of course, the only African team still left in the competition. I think maybe we need to tender apology to Morocco. James, what do you think?
Well, I know that we said something about the North Africans not doing that well when it comes to the World Cup, at least
especially you, James. Especially you've been saying.
Yeah, it's based on past outings, so
antecedents, of course.
So you cannot blame me for that. This is their first knockout. The last time they qualified from the group stage was 1986. So, I mean, you cannot blame me for stating the fact, So, their performance, brilliant one for them, and I think they have to play to their strength. They know that in terms of keeping the ball, the Spaniards, we edge them. So they play to their strength, and they were able to heck out the result. This is a knockout stage. So there are some games you see a whole lot of goal, just like what we saw between Switzerland and Portugal. But in this case, the Moroccans, they played to their strength. They tried to hit on the count, and they had a couple of chances which they didn't take. But at least they felt confident that when it comes to penalties, and the full confidence they have in their goalkeeper Bono, and also that he made 2 brilliant saves. The Spaniards, they didn't expect what hit them. Even from the look of their fans, you saw that fear in them. Why the Moroccans were jubilating when the game was heading closer to penalty? We see the fear in their fans and even some of their players. I think they were not even confident. Even coach, Enrique came out to say they practiced like 1,000 penalty kicks.
1,000 penalty kicks, yeah.
At the end of the day, nothing came. They didn't even score one. I mean, it was so shocking. Even the most experienced player in the team, Sergio Busquets, he played his own penalty as if it was training. So good one for Morocco. They at least
it was a tiki-taka penalty.
Tiki-taka penalty. So they are even comparing the midfield trio of Sergio Busquets, Iniesta, and Xavi, tiki-taka. While the current one now they are calling it TikTok midfield. So that will show you the big gap in. So for me, even aside from the 7-0 victory against Costa Rica, I never really rated the Spanish. It was just luck. It was just the fact that they wanted that goal difference that gave them the opportunity to progress to the round of 16. And we saw that it was not really a good side. So at least it goes to show that Morocco really deserved to win. They came with a game plan, they stuck to it, and it paid off for them.
Okay. Kayode, as we round up now, Manchester City midfielder Rodri, who surprisingly played in the defense for Spain at the World Cup, slammed the Moroccan. He said that they brought nothing to that round of 16 tie. But if that is what will guarantee me victory, I think I'll prefer not to bring anything to the game. So long, I'm going to win at the end of the day.
I think he's just been a sore loser. If they didn't bring anything and you brought something, why didn't you score? The goal would have done mighty. If they had scored one goal, that would have been the end of the game. You didn't score in 120 minutes, yet you are complaining that somebody didn't bring anything to the table. What did you bring?
Had chances.
What did you bring? What did you bring if you are complaining? See, in all aspects of the game, of today's game, the Moroccans deserved their win. No caps, no doubts about it. So whatever Rodri says is for the benefit. If it makes him sleep well at night, good for him. But the most important thing is the Moroccans came with a game plan. As a matter of fact, not bringing anything to the game is a game plan, and they did it well. They got what they needed. They're in the quarterfinals. You are at home now. Whether you like it or not, you're going to watch the quarterfinals at home.
You might not watch it.
Yeah, well, whatever. And the team that did not bring anything is still at the World Cup. So for me, that's just been so losers, and it's not good for a professional player to talk down on the opposition like that.
Okay, I think he's just feeling sad, and I don't know. Maybe you need to watch that game again. The striker who came in for Nesri had chances to even win the game for
twice
before the penalty.
Twice.
Yeah, so I do not understand what Rodri is actually saying. I think I think it's just been a solid loser. Guys, thank you for coming on yesterday at the World Cup today. Thank you.
Thank you, Femi. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Femi.
Okay, so our fans around the world, of course, the 2022 FIFA World Cup is still ongoing. So we are still monitoring development in Qatar. And tomorrow, of course, the quarterfinal fixtures will kick off, and we'll be bringing you the preview of the game between Croatia and, of course, Brazil. That for me, I think I know the win already. And of course, Netherlands and Argentina. Fantastic. We're going to be bringing you the preview of those games and the news from each of the camp of the teams that will be locking on tomorrow. So I remain Asha. See you all tomorrow. Bye for now.